Hello, hi everyone. Excited to be going live here today, talking about one of my very favorite topics, niching. And this is a training specifically for the folks who feel like, yeah, that whole niching thing, like I know it's important. Oh, hi Piper. She went to the groomer today, nice and clean. This is for the people who say, yeah, I know that I need a niche, but I don't know how to put words to it. I don't know how to describe it. I don't fit in kind of the traditional box. I want to show you a way to talk about your niche that can unlock the rest of your marketing. So hopefully I'm coming through okay. As usual, just going to do a quick check to make sure you can see and hear me. Excellent. If you can see me, it looks like I'm okay, but will you give this video a thumbs up, a like, something in the comments, just to let me know there's something good happening. If you like to get mad at me for all of the tabs I have open. So even if you're just awesome, thank you, Hannah. Hannah giving me a thumbs up. Oh, awesome. Okay, getting some likes. I'm really happy that you're here. If you RSVP'd for this event, I actually asked earlier this morning for some examples of non-traditional niches, because I'd love to use those here in this training and offer some guidance. So like I said, how to describe your niche when it doesn't fit the traditional mold. If you haven't joined us for a training before, hi, I'm really happy you're here. My name's Anna. I offer these trainings usually about 2 per month, always focused on something that I'm hearing as a theme and as something that clinicians really need in order to start up-leveling their marketing. Everything we do here in this group is about helping you thrive in your private practice, to market yourself in a way that feels really true and authentic to you, because that's so important, but also, turns into actual clients. So we're all about both of those things here. I'm really happy that you're here. If you're joining me live, I'm getting lots of likes. Thank you very much. Feel free to interact in the comments, to drop questions or thoughts. If you're catching the replay, that's perfectly okay. Just drop a hashtag replay, please, into those comments to make sure that I see anything you're wondering about, even if you're not here with us right this moment. Alrighty, now let's get into it. I have lots of notes here because, like I said, this is just one of my favorite topics, and it's something that, like I said, can truly unlock your marketing. And it's what I've seen be true for so many of my clients and of my students. So the power of your niche, right? Let's just make sure that we're all really clear on this first and foremost. This is a really clear way to describe the work that you do so that you are seen as an expert in the eyes of your client. Much of what we focus on here in this group is about attracting full fee, ideal fit clients. So if you want to do that, your ideal client, this person who is willing to invest $100, $150, $200, $300 an hour, is looking for someone that gets them. What I want to show you here is that there's lots of different ways to get your ideal client. And so you may or may not specialize in the actual problem that ideal client is facing, and that's okay. But you should focus on something that's still valuable to them. And you should still appear as a destination for something. One of the first questions I ask my one-on-one clients, the select number of clients for whom I write and or design their websites, is what do you want to be known for? That can start to really get your gears turning when it comes to what do I want to be known for? What do I want to be a destination for? Because if we can put words to that, then you become that destination. You're in charge of that. Your clients don't dictate that, you do. So here's kind of 2 different examples of the person that might kind of be struggling with this. Let me know which one resonates more with you. So maybe you meet them at a networking event. Oh yeah, you're another clinician. What do you do? Well, I really like working with women with anxiety and depression, but I also kind of like working with couples. So I do a lot of kind of different types of things. Okay. What if instead you said, I'm a relationship therapist. I help women and couples reconnect to themselves and to one another. Which one feels like more of a destination? Which one feels more focused? Which one feels more premium or elevated? Probably that second one, right? It's the same clinician, just talked about 2 different ways. What you specialize, this is the main thing I want you to walk away with today, is what you specialize in isn't as important as how you talk about it. Once we can get clear about how to talk about it, that's when your marketing can really start to thrive and you can be seen as that destination. So, if you're sitting here right now, and you're struggling with a non-traditional niche. Maybe you don't just do grief. Maybe you aren't just a trauma therapist. I know these aren't just. There's still a lot of deep and various work in here. But if you really are sitting here and you feel like, well, I like working with lots of different types of clients, or I have really varied training, and it keeps my job fun if I can do different types of that work. Whatever that is, I want you to know that that's okay, and that I want to offer a different way of thinking about your niche. So the very, very kind of foundational place I want you to start is to think about the different types of clients you love to serve. And they might seem different on the surface, but go ahead in your mind, think about what are those different types of clients I love to work with. And as you think about those, I want you to identify the things that those clients share. What is common across all of those? If you were to write down kind of some bullets to describe these people, to talk about why they're in therapy, what's similar across all of them? Maybe it's a specific characteristic. Maybe you actually really do love working with women. Maybe you find that you work best and you do your best work with highly sensitive people. Maybe that's something. Or maybe they're just like creative, like go-getters or overachievers. Maybe they're super type A and really like kind of goals and structure. Maybe it's that. Maybe it is a specific challenge or symptom. Maybe as you think about those clients all laid out kind of in your mind, maybe, you know what, they all do really struggle with this core issue. Or they're all grappling with this specific problem. Maybe, this is a different way of thinking about it, maybe the thing that all of your clients share is a desired outcome from therapy. So maybe they come in with all of these different various challenges, but they're all really looking to get one specific or shared place. That can be a really interesting one. So maybe it's a desired outcome. Maybe, this is where you get to come in a little bit, maybe is they're looking for a specific need or type of therapy. They really value a specific thing in the therapy experience, and that might be how they're evaluating whether or not a clinician is right for them. This is especially true if your client is someone who's been to therapy before and is looking for something specific. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's that all of those clients, when you think about them in your mind, are actually, they're looking for a specific thing when it comes to the work that you do, a specific approach, a specific environment that you create. That can be a niche. So this is what I call a minimum viable niche. An MVN is when you think about what is the main thing that all of my client types share. I identify this when working with my students and my clients as also called the red thread. This is the thing that ties the thread that ties all of your different clients together. So maybe when you think about your practice right now, you specialize in a specific problem, solving a specific problem. Maybe you specialize in working with a specific person, a specific type of person. Maybe you specialize in a specific outcome, something that everyone wants to get out of therapy, because you're allowed to specialize in that too. It doesn't have to be the problem that brings them in. Maybe you specialize in a specific approach. Those are the 4 different groups of red threads that I've seen be incredibly, incredibly powerful and effective when it comes to attracting private pay clients. So again, a specific problem, a specific person or type of person, a specific outcome, or a specific approach. What do all of your clients have in common? Let me check the comments here. Anyone else? Oh, it sounds like I'm having volume issues. I apologize. Are you guys able to hear me right now at least? Thanks for letting me know. Maybe my audio is bad. Ooh, I'm sorry. Hopefully we're able to stick with it. If you can hear me, hopefully you can, will you share with me if any of this is resonating with you, if maybe thinking about a specific problem, a specific person, a specific outcome, or a specific approach, okay, thank you guys, is helpful for you? Are any of those resonating with you as you think about what ties all of your different types of clients together? All right, we're having some iffy issues. I apologize for that, y'all. I'm always happy to record these if I have to, but it looks like some people can hear me. I apologize. Thank you for checking on that. Any thoughts here as I pause? Then we'll get into actually how to talk about this. Jen, relationship problems. That's funny, Jen, because you are one of the examples that I wrote down to address, and I landed on the same place. So there you go. Dana, I know my niche, and I'm hoping to be able to find interns who are getting experience and haven't landed on a niche yet. be able to better help interns who are getting experience and haven't quite landed in a niche yet. Absolutely, Dana. And this is a great exercise to go through if you are currently a group practice or planning to scale to a group practice is, okay, maybe you have a really specific niche. How do we broaden that a little bit to still give your group practice focus without pigeonholing or limiting the clinicians underneath it? So this is a really great exercise to go through if you're a group practice as well. Able to be with their emotions. Interesting. Yeah. Hannah, what's coming to mind is people who are fearful that they're broken or crazy and need support and help from someone who they can trust. Hannah, yes. You specialize in that approach, in that environment. I specialize in helping people who feel like they're broken to get support from someone they can really trust. Tanya, yes, it is. I like working with out-of-the-box thinkers and creatives who often feel misunderstood. Tanya, that is amazing, and I am seeing that come to life inside of Confident Copy. Amazing. Cassie, difficulties feeling and identifying their emotions or what to do with them. Okay, we are hitting on some really great stuff here. So now when it comes to describing these, and I think you guys have actually already started to do this here in the comments, when you have to now talk about your niche, right? So the title of this is how to describe your niche. Put it together with this simple formula. And you can, of course, massage this based on, what's right for your practice, but who you serve and how you serve them. So I specialize in helping people identify the deeper root of their anxiety, relationship challenges, and self-doubt. That would be a clinician who specializes in an outcome of all of my clients want to get to the root of what's happening. All of my clients are like, I do depth work, or, maybe the work you do is psychodynamic and people are looking for that. But everyone across all of those different types of clients want to identify the deeper root. So that's the red thread there. I offer a holistic approach to therapy for women who X, Y, and Z. That holistic approach is what's valuable to that client. And maybe that's exactly what she's looking for. I specialize in working with highly sensitive people who need a supportive space where they don't have to explain themselves. So Hannah, that's kind of similar to you. They need help from someone who they feel like they can trust, and where they don't have to, continue to write their clinician a check because they're having to do so much describing and educating on their own. Alyssa, I like working with angry adolescents and help them figure out why they're so angry and who they are angry with. That feels really, really focused. And Alyssa, I know you've talked about serving people that are still at home and therefore have a parent, and then young adults. And that is definitely an interesting sort of balance to strike, but it's absolutely possible. And oftentimes I see folks choose there to kind of talk about the different stages of life, and the fact that no matter if you're a teen or you're a young adult, they're in a state of transition, and they often are struggling with different things, even if it's across kind of two different scenarios or places. Okay, I hope I'm still coming through okay. So those are some ways to sort of think about putting this together. So definitely feel free to drop kind of what you're thinking into the comments, but I'm also, like I said, going to address some of the actual examples that some folks posted in the event earlier. So Jen, you've already commented, you noted that you like working with teens with social anxiety and maybe LGBTQ concerns or kind of grappling with things around that, and then also adults. Relationship distress, adjustment disorders. So as I gave this just a little bit of thought prior to the training here, Jen, maybe I help teens and adults navigate change with confidence. Maybe, you talked about adjustment disorders. Teens are kind of perpetually in a state of change. Or I help teens and adults to embrace their true selves and improve their relationships. So you had talked about Cassie. I'm sorry, Carol. I'm sorry. I'll have to come back and rewatch this, and hopefully it comes through okay, but thanks for sticking with me. So Jen, I think you landed on that on your own, this idea of relationships, right? Cassie, you've given some great things here around able to be with their emotions. You had noted trauma, grief, body image, anxiety, relationship issues. I'm curious, Cassie, if maybe there's a specific demographic there. If it's young people, it's like young adults, or if it's women. But if maybe there's a specific demographic that you find is often challenged or struggling with that. So, I specialize in helping women who feel like they're never good enough to heal their relationship with themselves and thrive in every area of life. So maybe the demographic would be a good one there. And then also kind of that idea of emotions, right? If this person just doesn't know what to do with them, that's a great thing. The one thing I'll note here, Cassie, that's really important is that your ideal client realizes that they need to sit with their emotions, realize they need, like, that's the issue. Because if you specialize in something that your client doesn't know they need, you've missed them. So that's where, if you specialize in trauma but your clients don't realize they have trauma, you're going to have a hard time marketing that. So that's the one thing I would suggest there, Cassie, when it comes to emotions. Do they know that? Have they identified that? And if not, what have they identified? Carissa noted people living in rural areas and working in agriculture, which is a very, very interesting niche. And I actually think that sounds very focused. I specialize in helping folks navigate the unique challenges that come with agriculture and farming. Again, this idea of not having to explain themselves, they're automatically going to be like, I'm in the right place. Hannah, how would you say that I'm looking for clients who are ready and motivated to implement change? Good question, Hannah. This is difficult to completely encompass in just this single statement we're talking about here. It's very much something that you flesh out as part of your marketing. But what's important is that you speak to insight, because almost always someone who is ready and motivated to implement change is someone who has the level of self-awareness, or at least enough of a level of self-awareness that they realize there's work to be done. And so it's really important that you speak to that as part of your marketing. So you talk about getting to the deeper root. You talk about looking at what's under the surface, things like that. That is what's going to attract the person who's ready and motivated, and bless and release the people who aren't there yet. And that's exactly what good marketing should do. It should attract your ideal client and bless and release those that aren't a good fit. So it's about like weaving that into your marketing. That's exactly what I teach my students to do, because like I said, so much of what we do is focused on private pay clients who are ready and motivated, because that's a common theme that I see in clinicians that are wanting to build their full fee caseloads. Colleen, you gave a red thread in your note. Colleen wrote, a professional and work burnout and life transitions to live more authentically. To live more authentically, like, there we go. That's a desired outcome. So I specialize in helping busy professionals to overcome burnout and anxiety in order to live life more authentically. Boom, done. So I actually think, Colleen, you know your red thread. And now it's just a matter of kind of putting it out there. Christy, teens and young adults on self-discovery and acceptance. There you go. And again, so it's a kind of that phase of life. Things are changing. You're figuring out who you are. You need to get back. You need to get in touch with yourself, feel confident, and live that out. So I think that idea of self-discovery or self-acceptance in the midst of change, I think that would be a really strong theme there. Has this been helpful for you? At least the folks that have been able to hear me. Again, I apologize for technical issues, but thinking about what ties everyone together. Is this starting to feel a little bit more possible? Because again, I want you to know that what you specialize in, what your niche is, all of your different types of clients doesn't actually dictate how successful you are. I have worked with clients who have completely seemingly disparate niches or areas of specialty, and we've been able to bring it together and start marketing them in a really, really compelling way. Awesome. Seeing some thumbs up. Good. I'm so glad. Awesome. So now, like I referenced, Hannah, when you asked about kind of clients who are ready and motivated to implement change, this statement we're talking about, I call it your niche statement, and your red thread, like I said, is sort of that theme. This is your starting point, and this should be the North Star for your marketing, but it can't do everything. Right now, you have to go and implement that and infuse it into your marketing. That's where the magic happens. Once you know what it is that ties everyone together, once you know what you want to be a destination for, now you have to market yourself as that destination, right? You have to bring this to life in your marketing. That is exactly what we do inside of Confident Copy. If you haven't heard of Confident Copy before, it is my marketing mentorship. It's 10 weeks long. Tanya, who's joining us live here, is part of it, and you should see the copy she's creating. It's focused on bringing your niche, whatever it may be, infusing it into your marketing in a way that connects to the clients that you love to work with and compels them to see you as the expert that you are and reach out to you. It's a framework that I've seen work. It's a process that I'm just continuing to refine and pour into. And it's a really, really powerful process when it comes to bringing in the folks that you love to work with the most. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya said it's amazing. It is a really, really amazing program, and you get to be part of a community of other clinicians who are going through similar work, who have similar goals as you. Oftentimes, there's a lot of niche overlap, especially if you are wanting to attract kind of that motivated and insightful client. That's pretty much what everyone's going after there, just in their own different way. So a really wonderful program. The doors to Confident Copy are always open, and I do offer a free fit session. So if you're sitting here wondering, like, is that actually what I need to do? Is that a good fit for my practice? You can schedule a free complimentary fit session with me at walkerstrategyco.com/fit. You and I will sit down, we'll chat about your practice and help you decide if this is the right fit for you. But it tends to be a great fit if you know who you love to work with, you're not exactly sure how to attract them, but you're committed to making it happen. Those are the 3 criteria that make you an awesome fit for Confident Copy, and I would love to chat with you and help you decide if that's a good fit for you. Tanya, thank you. It's supportive and focused. The structure is amazing. Thank you for that. And like I said, it's a place that I'm just continuing to improve and refine. It's where all of kind of my learnings are poured into, so you get the best of the best when it comes to what I'm seeing work for clinicians. So if you have any questions about that, you're welcome to drop those into the comments as well. I'd love to share more if you're wondering about that. But I hope that you are walking away, again, with that reminder that what you specialize in isn't as important as how you say it. And if you can just figure out how to say it, we can put that to work in your marketing and we can see results from it. So thanks so much for being here. Alyssa, a fit session is not the same as a discovery call. Discovery calls are only for folks that have applied to work with me one-on-one. If you have questions on that, please drop those into the comments. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I hope that you're walking away with some good wins here. And I can't wait to see how you bring this new niche, this newly clarified, descriptive niche into your marketing. Have a great weekend.